Now, if you're working with others who don't have Project installed on their computer, but they do have Microsoft's Excel, you can go ahead and export some of the data here in Project to Excel and send it to them that way. To do that, come up here and click on the File menu, go down to Save As, and then down below click on the Save As type from Project, and we want to select the Excel workbook, and you can rename it whatever you want. I'm going to keep it the same and click Save. It's going to open up the export wizard. Go ahead and click Next. And then what format of the data do you want to export, as a Project Excel template or just data that you select? I'm going to choose my own data, click Next, and then I want to do it as a new map because I want to be able to choose my fields. You can use an existing map, which I'll show you in just a second, but let's do a new map and click Next. And then what do we want to export? Let's do Resources and click Next. Now it gives us the destination worksheet name, which you can rename. Instead of Resource Table, you can actually call it something, just Resources. Delete that. And then down below it says, here's a listing of all the project fields. You got to choose one. So click in here, click on its drop down arrow, and let's do N for name because we want the resource names. Select it, and then click off in a blank area, and then automatically it'll actually add the Excel to field name, or the name that's going to be listed in Excel when it exports the resource names from Project. And then we can click on the drop down arrow for the second row and type in the letter C, and let's do costs. Click down below and it adds that. You can see it down in the preview window. We have the name of all the resources, the costs. We can add more if we'd like, but to keep it simple, we'll click Next. We can save this so next time we don't have to map those same fields. It'll just automatically be there for us. And click Finish, and then it'll give us a warning. It says, do you want to go ahead and continue to save this in an older format? We'll say yes. Minimize project, go to my exercise folder where I exported this to, and there it is. Export Excel, double click on that, and there it is. Let me double click between the column headers B and C, and it'll automatically fit so I can see the whole column of my costs for my resources. Of course, I can click and drag between A and B so I can see all of the resource names. Of course, if I double click really fast, it'll do a best fit or an auto fit in Excel. Okay, let's go ahead and close out of that and save that. And you can see down below the Save As type is in an older format. If I want to go ahead and leave it that way, I can just go ahead and double click on the same file name and replace it, and that's fine. Let's go back to our project and let's go File to Save As and do it one more time, only this time instead of creating a new map, let's use an existing map. Click on the type arrow and let's do Microsoft Excel Workbook again. And we'll call this Export to Excel number 2. Click Save. Starts the wizard. Click Next. We want to use the selected data. Click Next. This time we're going to use an existing map. Click Next. Because by default, the project has some existing maps that we can use, or if we saved a previous map like we did with My Spiffy Mapping, it's there. I'm going to go ahead and use the cost data by task and click Next. I'm curious to what that's all about. Give me the cost by task. The checkbox already selected. I'm fine with that. Go ahead and click Next. You can look down in the preview window to see what you're about to export into Excel. You have the task name, fixed costs, the cost, baseline costs, cost variance, actual costs. That's an actually pretty good report there. At least to export to Excel so I can send it off to my friend who doesn't have Project installed on his computer. Click Next, click Finish. Do you want to save this in an older format? We'll say yes. We'll minimize project because we saved it into our exercise file folder here, and it's Export to Excel number 2. Double click, open that up and look at it, and you can see we've got the task name, fixed costs, total cost, and so on. Again, if you can't see what's in those columns or you get these pound symbols, it just means that the columns are too small for the data to be seen or viewed within that column. Come up here between the column headers until you get a two-way arrow pointing in opposite directions and double click to expand or maximize or to do a best fit for that column. And again, all this stuff you can learn in my Excel training videos. Okay, so we have the cost by task here. You can actually get the same view in Project. Let me go back to Project here. By coming up and changing view, going to View, down to More Views, scroll down and find Task Sheet, double click on that, and then change the table here from View, from Entry Table to the Cost Table. So you got the task name, fixed costs, accrual costs, total cost baseline, which is exact same thing as we just exported from an existing map when we exported our data from Project to Excel.
Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month, you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.